My boyfriend and I had been in a long-distance relationship for 3 years. He claimed to be a trauma surgeon with the Navy, constantly deployed. We video called daily and saw each other twice a year. I decided to surprise him in San Diego. At the visitor control center, I asked to contact him. The clerk checked the database and frowned. "Ma'am, we have no record of an officer by that name." I met Derek online 3 years ago. He told me he was a trauma surgeon stationed in San Diego, but constantly deployed overseas. Our relationship existed through screens, video calls every night, thousands of text messages, and 2 visits a year when he could get leave. He was handsome, charming, and always had exciting stories about saving lives in combat zones. I fell hard. I'd never questioned why he could only visit me instead of me visiting him. He said the base had strict protocols, and it was easier for him to travel during leave. I believed him because why wouldn't I? For our 3-year anniversary, I wanted to do something special. I booked a flight to San Diego without telling him. I imagined showing up at the base, surprising him, finally seeing where he worked. The fantasy was so perfect in my head. I took a taxi from the airport to the naval base. My heart was pounding with excitement as I approached the visitor control center. A woman in uniform sat behind the desk. "I'm here to see Lieutenant Commander Derek Holloway," I said, barely containing my smile. "He's a trauma surgeon. We've been dating for 3 years and I wanted to surprise him." She typed into her computer, then typed some more, her eyebrows furrowed. "Can you spell that name for me?" I spelled it. She typed again. Then she looked up at me with an expression I couldn't read. "Ma'am, we have no record of an officer by that name at this installation." "That's impossible. He's been stationed here for 5 years. Maybe try a different database." "I've checked everything I have access to. There's no Derek Holloway in the Navy Medical Corps at all." My legs went weak, but I talk to him every day. We video call. He sends me photos. The woman's face softened. She'd clearly seen this before. "Ma'am, do you want to sit down?" She led me to a small room and handed me water. Then she started asking questions. Did I ever call him on a number that showed a base extension? No, always his cell. Did I ever receive mail with official military postmarks? No, just emails. Had I ever met any of his colleagues or family? No. He said his family was estranged and his colleagues were all deployed. Every answer made me feel more stupid. "I'm very sorry," she said. "This appears to be a romance scam. We see this more often than you'd think. Someone uses military photos and stories to establish trust with vulnerable people. But we video called. I saw his face. He's real. He may be a real person, just not who he claimed to be. Some scammers use their real faces but fabricate everything else." I called Derek's number, straight to voicemail. I texted him. No response. I tried again. Nothing. 3 hours later, his number was disconnected. His social media profiles vanished. Every trace of him disappeared like he'd never existed. I flew home in shock. I spent weeks investigating. Reverse image searches showed his photos belonged to a real Navy officer, a stranger whose pictures had been stolen. The voice on video calls had been his own, but every story was a lie. I never sent him money, thank God. He'd asked once or twice for help with expenses, but I couldn't afford it. That might have saved me from losing more than just my heart. The real victim count was worse than me. Through online forums, I found 6 other women who'd been in relationships with the same man using different names. One had sent him $40,000 over 2 years. Another had given him access to her credit cards. He'd been running multiple relationships simultaneously, juggling schedules, keeping us all believing we were the only one. I filed a police report, but they said cases like this rarely get solved. He's probably still out there, video calling some other woman, pretending to be a hero. 3 years of my life spent loving someone who never existed. The hardest part isn't the anger or embarrassment. It's mourning a relationship that was never real in the first place.